What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode out here at Cultus. Sunday, training day. Just another beautiful day of getting some work in. No rain today, at least not right now. It is super wet, but at least we're able to get out here and get the reps in. Now, we're going straight out the car, straight to the first tee. Here's the swing from the first tee. Not bad, fresh out the whip without any stretching. We'll take it. Today, we're just gonna see how the body's reacting. No real warm up, no real anything. I just wanna see if I just roll straight up to the tee, if the new things I've been working on are working. That was really good. All right, two decent swings right off the hop. There's gonna be a bunch of temps today. And also, I apologize, my camera angle on the last shot was absolute garbage. It's a tough hole to frame because there's a hedge right behind the tee box. So you can't get a lot of lead up room. Anyway, regardless. That was a good little 9-iron. They stick the pin on the top part here in the winter all the time. And it's a tough shot. You got this tree right in front of you and you got this ledge, and you'll see there's not a lot of room to land it. So I like this shot because before, when I was working on my swing, committing to this shot was tough, right? I'd either, a lot of times you see guys bail out here and I'd end up there, or you overcook it and you end up over there. If you're not feeling it, you can always dump it short, but then you have a really crazy putt. And, for just learning how to commit to the shot, I've been working on just kind of saying, okay, I know, it's 141, a nice little punch 9-iron, and I just want to commit to that shot and see if I can land it right up here. And that turned out pretty good. Wow, I don't get to birdie this hole very often because of where they stick the pins. I'll take it. In terms of training progress, guys, my apologies last week for only doing 3 vlogs. Middle of the week, my car decided to basically die on me, which put a little bit of a dent in some of my training plans. We were able to still keep the ball moving, but unfortunately making a video was super hard. So I apologize for only getting you guys 3 episodes last week. But training's been really good. Workouts have been solid. I've moved now into an eccentric overload phase. I'll make a little demonstration here of kind of the workouts I'm doing just to pack on a little more size. I'm stuck right now at about 179 pounds, hovering there, which is great. Haven't really dropped, which is awesome, but trying to see if I can get 7 to 8 more pounds if possible before March. That would be perfect. My body feels so much better with this extra weight, and I'm just loving the feeling of this extra strength. So that's been super, super positive. My camera didn't pick up the chip, but I ended up just past the bunker over there, which is much further than I normally end up on this hole. One of the things that's happened now over the past couple weeks is with delivering better dynamic loft, plus all the training, my distances have jumped. I wasn't even hitting it this far in the summer this year. So this is now a new adjustment. And now that my swing's starting to come together the way I've envisioned and everything's really going in the right direction, the next step is swinging with as much intention as I have on the range out here, right? And I notice in my lower body that I don't fire it with the same intensity that I do on the range. And that's what leads to out here, my dispersion starts to get a little wonky, because I've noticed for me, my leg work is what determines my accuracy. So now what I'm trying to build into myself, and which is why today I'm coming out here, no range session, because I just want to get a sense of what my natural tendency is. Get a sense of what my new, I'm just trying to get a sense of what my new natural tendency is. You know, when my body's kind of not really paying as much attention as I would when I'm like dialed in and focused. What am I doing? And I can notice a bit today. Shorter shots pretty good. First two swings really good. Last two swings on the further distances, I could tell wasn't as dialed. And so I need to, it's now, you know, just reaffirming what I kind of already knew, but that's what I like about kind of coming out here and just throwing myself into it and seeing what actually I'm doing. It'll just inform how practice goes for the rest of the week. Got another temp here. That hybrid turned out pretty good. You know, I look at this as like taking advantage of a short par 4, you know, or playing a shot into a par 5, teaching yourself how to hit those pressure shots when you really got to make something happen. This is a good way to do it. And the other thing we're going to be testing today is I've just been switching balls every hole. So first hole was a Chrome Soft X, second hole was Pro V1, third hole was a Chrome Soft X again. This last hole was a TV5X, and you know, I've got the Bridgestones here. Those are my favorite balls, and so I'm just seeing which one I like the most. I'm gonna have to get on a quad or a TrackMan soon and start to get a sense of what my spin numbers are like, because that's going to dictate quite a bit. Now, I know after that last swing, a bunch of you guys are like, Gabe, that's not a ping driver. That's your Callaway driver. What are you doing? Where's the autoflex? What? Let me tell you. Okay, listen. I just wanted to see if I could hit a fade with the Callaway, because that was my issue before. Couldn't hit a fade with the Callaway. But again, as what has been pointed out to me multiple times, really over the past 2 years, but I didn't really understand it until about the last 6 months, gear just plays less and less of a factor than I thought compared to technique. I overvalued my technical skill and I overvalued the role of equipment. Now, equipment matters. I'm not saying equipment doesn't matter, but what I'm getting to is the reason why I went to the ping, because I couldn't hit a fade with the Callaway. But it turns out I can smash a fade with the Callaway because now I have good technique. So it's just more of a test for myself to see if the swing change I'm making, it is making me better, because 6 months ago, hitting a fade like this close to the green with that much control with the Callaway, with the stock shaft in it, wasn't a reality. Oh, by the way, I forgot. We're testing one more ball too. I got the Strixon XV in here as well. So, got another golf ball into the mix. That went exactly where I thought. That didn't break at all. That's why I do love that 3-wood. I can absolutely sling one if needed, especially a hole like this. This hole, you know, it's a par 5. There's just absolutely no way I can hit a fade into here because of where I have to start it to make the fade work. It brings all that into play, right? So you're kind of forced to hit a draw. One of the few occasions where you're forced to. And so what I like about having that club and that shot in the bag is that I can just make a couple adjustments and I can pretty much count on this shot now every single time I play this hole from that far back, which is nice. This hole gets a little tricky if you can't hit that perfect draw out here to cut the corner and give yourself a look. We only had 152 left there because it's a temp today. So normally that probably would have been maybe another 20 yards, 170 something from there. So just a nice easy 9 iron for us right now. which is also cool because, again, going back to the distance gain, this time last year, even with the speed, that was still a cut 8-iron for me because of my dynamic loft. I was just spinning the absolute crap out of it. So it is nice to be able to swing a 9-iron at a distance that matches my speed and my attack level. So I appreciate that. Oh wow, we threw a dart. We have a fake kick-in eagle on the temp here. Look at this. Wow. Not bad. Not bad at all. Nothing like a fake kick-in eagle. We had a fake birdie on the other temp. Fake eagle. Love it. Oh, there's so much water in there. Are you guys gonna give me this putt? There's water in the cup and I don't feel like getting from the cup, you know what I mean? There we go. Couple points there for the Srixon for having a really good hole there. That was pretty wild. Oh, let's go. Let's go. All right, looks like the Pro V1 is gonna earn its lunch money today. Wow, look at that. The jaws are back in the bag. I know I did some testing last week, but honestly, I'm so comfortable with them. I do have some new shafts coming for them. So we've got some extra stiff shafts coming. Gonna test that out before I explore any other options because I chip with these the best. And I think if I put stiff shafts in them, my dispersion will get a little tighter. Although as you can see, not bad, but I just know I'm still putting this, they're still a stock shafts. So I'm overloading them for sure when I really dig into them. So anyway, just that's coming. Stay tuned. Oh, sit down. So my first one's over there. I threw another one down and hit one with my 60 degree right after. It was 87 to the pin. Normally I would just hit a little punch 54 degree there. But I guess now with the new mechanics, you know, I've never really thought to have a more full lob wedge in. But that seems to be working. Again, that's never been a shot I could really rely on, but cool to know. Caught that a little thin, but I think it's gonna play. There's a bunker up front here. This hole should be a par 3, but it's technically a par 4. But I just look at it like a longer par 3 because in a real tournament, for me, a hole of this length is never gonna be a par 4. When I am playing this hole, when we have events here, I frame it in my head more as my second shot in on a par 5, you know, so it still scores like a par 4, technically, you know, if I've hit a great tee shot, now I get to take advantage. And to show you guys how wet it is, look at the absolute crater this took landing at the front edge here. Oh, that's wild. And going back to what I said earlier, I can just tell I am not moving my legs correctly, which is why on longer strikes, just not getting the results I get normally on the range. And so that's just gonna come with more reps out here of having full commitment on long irons to like step into it and swing the way I know how to and the way I can. Yeah, nothing really much else to it. All right, not bad, not bad, not bad. We're gonna pull the ball off of here because this is one of the temp greens and people are stupid and try and hit off here, which I don't appreciate. See, like some guy took a divot right out of there. It's like, come on, man. So we're just gonna throw the ball back here and hit from here instead. Oh, off the back. All right, for these last couple holes here, I'm just gonna swing really hard. I don't really care about score today. And I notice I'm still being a little too passive. So for these last couple holes, I'm just gonna swing hard at everything the way I swing at the range and just see what my results are like. I don't know how close we are to the pin, but that was probably one of the better swings all day. And that was one of the quicker swings, which is probably more along the lines of how I would swing on the range. And that's another thing I've noticed is on top of the leg work, just swinging with the same intensity. And part of that is fear, because before I didn't have the right mechanics to swing with that intensity. So on the course, I would dial back my speed a ton and use a lot of my hands. Now that I can trust my mechanics more, I should ramp up that speed and ramp up the whole motion, because I can do it at speed and I know it's the right technique. So that's a good indication right there, is that I gotta play more full out, right? And that's one thing I've always taken from watching Tiger play. You know, Tiger never looks like he's passively swinging. He's always full out, like, let's go at golf. And I think, you know, that's the mentality, and that's how I want to play. I don't want to play passive golf anymore. And I'm tired of that, and I'm tired of having to have played that for a while now. So playing more full tilt, definitely how I want to play. Oh, there you go, we went long. We're at the back edge of the green. That's so funny. The other day with the same club, I came up short. So yeah, I was right on line, just past the pin. I could probably club down. So if I club down and put the same swing on it, I'm right where I need to be. Wow, not a bad shot there at all. Again, normally that's 121 yards. That would have been a punch pitching wedge for me normally. And most of the time I'd end up short. And so that was like a 3/4 50-degree wedge, and I went long. So I just got to play more full out. That's just what it is. That's what, you know, even my tee shot, the 3-wood on hole number 11, like I swung pretty hard at that, and that ended up in a really good spot. So I think it's just being fully committed to the shot. Now that I know my swing can do what it needs to do, I just have to go up to every shot with knowing, and not have the fear that I used to have before from all the poor mechanics. So it's just got to train myself every single time when I step on the tee box to own it. All right, you want to see something ridiculous? Look at where this pin is. Look at this slope. We ended up there, but that is one hell of a chip we have now to even get remotely close to that. There we go. So all in all, not bad today. You know, not feeling super comfortable here today, and still hitting it pretty good. So can't complain overall. You know, just need more things to become more natural. Obviously, like, biggest thing is, you know, there's such a desire to go back to some of the bad habits sometimes. And so it's forcing myself to stay committed. And sometimes as the round goes on, you know, my swings at the beginning, I think I had better turn than where I do now, kind of falling into some bad habits a little bit. So it's just, this is why it's continuous practice, going on the range, doing the half swings, all that stuff, because it takes so long to get the bad stuff out so that you can keep the good stuff in. But again, overall progress. You know, this is a good little marker to pay attention to so that moving forward now, I have kind of this timestamp to look back to and say, okay, from today forward, how was I hitting it? How am I hitting it, you know, 3 weeks from now when I look back at this video? That's why I like doing these kind of things, just getting a sense of like, okay, is progress being made? And I think the answer is yes, for sure. This is where sometimes I'm a little impatient, and I got to remember just 1% better, 1% better. I'm not gonna be able to fix everything today, but there are a lot of positives that I can hold on to. All right, this is ridiculous. I had 130 to the pin. I hit it like out the middle. I didn't think I hit it this well. We landed back here. Overshot the green. Probably hit just on the back of this hill and fell off. What? That's funny. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of distance calibration. That wasn't even a full pitching wedge, and that flew like 140 in 2 degrees Celsius. Oh man. Anyway, well, that's progress. We gained a bunch of distance. Now we just gotta channel it and gain a bunch of control. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining me on my little Sunday round here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Join me on my journey to get to a +6 in Turn Pro. And I'll catch you on the next one.